It absolutely does not. And we are actually going to be getting right into match number 8 of the day. Our final match is going to be University of California Riverside taking on University of California Santa Cruz. We're going to be jumping into game number 2. It looks like a win already on the board for Santa Cruz. They have gotten their shaman out of the way, but now it is going to be Mage, Warrior, Hunter up against Rogue and Warlock. You can see Shaman, Warrior, the self-bans there.
Yeah, this match already been gotten underway. The players have been playing all day long, and so this one has just started. So we're going to just jump right into it. No break for the next match, and that's
stuck with us.
It's an exclusive feature brought to you here at this tournament. This tournament only. Every other tournament has tons of breaks.
Except ours. We're special.
Right now.
No breaks for us. Or you. Just Hearthstone. 24/7. That's what it's felt like since Ungoro's come out. I don't know that I've had a waking moment where I haven't had my phone or my laptop on and a game of Hearthstone queued up.
Well, we did also just get word it's actually 1-1. UC Riverside won with their mage deck as well. So it's tied at 1 apiece. So we have up to 3 more games coming in the set. I had to do my math there for a second. I was like counting on my hands real quick.
You got 10 fingers.
That's what it takes.
3 games.
That's what it takes to be a caster. You have to be able to count on your hands so that you never miss lethal.
Yep.
Which we never do.
Not even a single time ever. Now we're getting into game number 3. Apologies for that little mix-up. Look at that. UC Riverside got a win with their mage. So now, Warrior taking on Hunter against Rogue and Warlock.
Whew.
Look at that. We didn't even have to go into the game to get a result. We skip breaks. Now we skip games. We're just like rushing through this one. We're so fast.
6 different classes represented among the non-banned classes, too. That is really unusual.
Yeah, very much so.
That's something you rarely see.
I am absolutely loving the diversity we are seeing so far from Journey to Ungoro. It seems like pretty much every class has gotten a viable list.
Yeah, and that's what makes the new cards so exciting is you have plenty of time to work with your deck and try to get it to function exactly how you envisioned it when you came up with your crazy or kooky idea. And can you make it work or not? That's sort of the test that's in front of everyone right now as they're playing games on ladder, trying to compete, et cetera, et cetera.
Thank goodness for ladder floors. Seriously. Thank goodness for ladder floors. I was at rank 7 the first day Ungoro came out. I streamed for like 2 hours, dropped immediately to 9. I was like, oh man, I should have gotten to 5.
Having a rough set.
Really should have gotten to 5. Got back up there, and now I'm like, okay, now I can play around a little bit. I can try some new stuff out. It's a really exciting time.
It's cool to be able to go 0-20
and not lose a single star.
Just play the craziest stuff.
I'm gonna play, Quest Rogue.
Bold.
No. Bold. A bold move. I'm going to play Pirate Warrior.
It's really risky. That's what I've been doing.
That's a new one.
That's what I've been doing.
Dang it, admirable.
Oh, it's just sweet. I mean, just
like when I run into Pirate Warrior and like Jade Druid on ladder, I'm like, where is your sense of adventure?
I have not run into a single Jade Druid.
Really?
Far. Not a single one.
I have. Kind of sucks.
I wish I did.
You beat him.
Yeah, I'm playing
You're Pirate Warrior.
Yeah. That's a great match for it.
Beat him up.
I will say that's when Galaka Crawler is going to hit play, and I'm going to be really sad about it. So we're going to jump into game number 3 as soon as the players are ready and we're set up to go. This is the final match of the day, though. 7 teams have qualified. 1 more left to go.
Is it going to be Riverside, or is it going to be Santa Cruz? They don't have as far of a journey to make to the esports arena in Santa Ana, California, but still getting the chance to play in the live finals for a chance at a prize pool of over $160,000. That has to be such an incredible opportunity for these students.
Yeah, I mean, having that much scholarship ensures that you can pay for at least 4 books.
At the very least. I think first place is $10,000 for each teammate. So yeah, like 4 books. Pack of pencils, maybe.
That's still some padding.
A personal pan pizza.
That's fantastic. I mean, for playing some Hearthstone.
That's pretty good.
You don't get a better deal than that.
You can go to math class and read up on it when you're in your room. Who's doing that? You're playing Hearthstone. Who are we kidding?
To me, the thing that's been really cool is that all season long we've been seeing teams as we move through the tournament. They look better and better, and they're placed tighter every step of the way. And these guys, these aren't seasoned Hearthstone Championship Tour professionals. These are full-time students who have taken on this competition on top of everything they do. We have seen a couple names play in the collegiate series that made deep runs in Hearthstone Championship Tour. Noblord, for instance, he was top 8 in points in the region last year. Dude 7597, he got his start in Tespa. But looks like game number 3 is underway, and I spy with my little eye a Faceless Shambler, a Black Knight, and a Siphon Soul. This is Handlock from UC Santa Cruz. This deck is going to be based around playing minions like Ancient Watcher,
Humongous Razor Leaf.
I'm glad you know the name. It's a 4/8 that can't attack. And then either silencing them, shambling them, or taunting them up.
Shambling.
Shambling man.
The Shambling man, Nathan. In this case, UC Santa Cruz are Shambling men. This is very reminiscent of the old Handlock builds. Certainly a little bit different. There's some new flavor here, but we've seen teams have some success with it so far.
Yeah, now this matchup that they're against with UC Riverside and their Hunter, this may be one where they struggle a little bit. UC Riverside is free to play Galaka Crawler because they're just a pure beast synergy deck. Their goal is to stick a beast to the board, get a Houndmaster on it, use some kill commands, start the damage. If you set your opponent low enough, kill commands and hero power can ensure that you win just about any race that's out there. And so Coin Houndmaster looking like it's going to be on the menu for them this turn.
No Reno Jackson in this deck.
Well,
For once, don't have to worry about your opponent healing up to 30 once you get them down to 1 health.
I was curious if the Raptor here could have changed their play, but they want the immediate stats, and I can't blame them. That is a 4 mana, 6 power minion that just hit the board.
And Razor Leaf plus Hero Power slots in very well in the following turn.
Well, they
Razor Maw.
They could stick this on the Alley Cat as well. Now they have 2 opportunities for it. So Poisonous would wipe out that giant right away. They're going to buff up on the 4/5.
I imagine Wind Fury was on their mind.
Wind Fury might still be on their mind.
It's always on mine.
It's definitely on their mind. Stealth, however, not quite.
Can't stealth, you haven't attacked yet.
Oh, they could stealth.
I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah, plants will be the next best option, and UC Santa Cruz is at 9. That's 2 hero powers and a kill command.
No Sun Fury Protector in hand for UC Santa Cruz.
They have Shambler. They have Earthen Ring Farseer. They have Blast Crystal. They just need time to use all this stuff. And that Shambler's, I mean, it's going to get killed on board. I think this is game over.
Lethal.
5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's way over lethal.
Game number 3 going over to UC Riverside in favor of the Hunter over the Handlock. Just
That was
a blistering
domination.
start for the Hunter deck.
That is absolute domination. And that's what happens when you can't contest your opponent's early board. If they have a bunch of synergy built into it, they will make tremendous effect of it. There was Houndmaster, 2 of the Raptors. Razor Claws? Razor Maws?
Razor Maw.
Razor Maw.
Crackling Razor Maw.
That's what it was.
Yes.
And he certainly was crack-a-lack in that game. He got in there for 3.
It's very reminiscent of the old mid-range Hunter versus traditional Handlock games. Of course, there's no anti-heal bot here. There's no Molten Giants in the Warlocks. Maybe it's even better for the Hunter because, Hunter, hero power deals 2 damage per turn. And when the Warlock life taps, they're dealing 2 damage to themselves per turn.
Back in my day, Molten Giants only cost 20.
And what a day it was.
Handlock actually had some solid game against Hunter because of Molten Giant. You get the 10 life and suddenly 2 of those bad boys hit the board.
Taunt him up. Earthen Ring Farseer.
It's a lot of damage. And
Just
now
get the reverse kill.
Warrior, the final deck for UC Riverside here. And UC Santa Cruz, they're going to have to win with Rogue and with Warlock. Now, if UC Riverside is playing Pirate Warrior, that could be bad news for Santa Cruz here.
Certainly could be bad news for the Rogue deck. We did, however, just see Cal win with their Rogue against Pirate Warrior, so it certainly can be done. And if it's Quest Warrior, which it is.
I'm curious how this works versus Handlock. This is a matchup I have not encountered yet. And if I'm thinking about the matchup properly, I feel like Fire Plume's Heart is a incredibly key card to this matchup. Where UC Santa Cruz can normally rely on Jiraxis to be the inevitability threat, suddenly there's an unkillable Ragnaros on the other side. When that's the case, they're going to struggle, and you can see Eater of Secrets in their Warlock deck. They certainly have been aimed at beating the Open the Way Gate Freeze Mage style decks, which want to sit behind an ice block to ensure safety and then combo you out of the game.
Yeah, UC Santa Cruz not messing around with Mage.
Useless in this matchup, though.
My gut feeling is that UC Riverside is slightly favored in this matchup. Brawl, Execute, Shield Slam are just so efficient against UC Santa Cruz's minions. And then the inevitability of Sulfuras.
I don't know if that's the case. I am a little bit curious. My initial thought is UC Santa Cruz can draw 2 cards a turn. And so if the resources just go 1 for 1, which is kind of how UC Riverside's deck really wants to operate, then that means they can just pressure them out of the game with sheer card economy.
If those resources are Twilight Drake Mountain Giant from UC Santa Cruz, then yeah, I'd say that's very likely.
Yeah, those are the prime ones that UC Riverside's looking to hit, and their draw has just been miserable so far. They have no card draw. They have no taunt minions that are castable. Whirlwinds are not really meant for this matchup.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been running into this similar situation as Quest Warrior. You certainly have a large amount of taunt minions, but you also have a lot of utility. Sometimes it's hard to develop in the early turns.
We're going to see Eater of Secrets.
Man, I hope so. I don't know that I've ever seen an Eater of Secrets played in competitive play.
Only the one that TJ and Sottle completely missed from a Raven Idol.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that one was fun.
Wow, shots fired. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, dear. Sottle was watching earlier. He might not appreciate that. Or the amount of times we say that Kabbalah's Tome is his favorite card.
Which it is.
Which it is.
Yeah.
So
he talks about it all the time.
That's okay. We got our own Brit squad now who just talks about, loving Sottle and Raven the entire time, so.
He gave me the fist bump. I saw it. I wonder if we're going to see Stampede Kodo. All right.
I wouldn't be surprised.
More reasonable here. Get the Earthen Rings online and start dealing damage. And this is sort of my fear for UC Riverside, is that eventually they're going to have to deal with these little bad minions. Like, they're not really doing anything, but that damage starts to add up. Since Santa Cruz is drawing 2 cards a turn, they don't really care if their stuff's dying.
Stampeding Kodo is actually really, really good against Riverside's deck. Ellie Armorsmith, Dirty Rat. There's a lot of really high-value targets for that Kodo to hit.
And it makes a lot of
Acolyte
sense.
Pain.
It also makes sense in UC Santa Cruz's deck because they're running Eater of Secrets. So one of their other fears is Doomsayer. Second Execute, no card draw, no taunts.
So bad for Riverside.
I hate to see that.
Santa Cruz's hand is shaping up to be great, though.
It's incredibly great right now. They have a lot of threats. They have answers to defensive cards. Finally, UC Riverside picks up something to do, but...
I mean, Acolyte, Whirlwind, Execute. I guess it just turns out when you play 2 copies of Twilight Drake and 2 copies of Mountain Giant, you draw them more often.
I guess my question is, when are they going to brawl? That's a big one for me. Are they going to try to bait UC Santa Cruz into having to overcommit simply because they want to draw extra cards every turn, or is that something they feel like is a difficult resource to use and just expend it? My instinct is to execute here, but
I can see the reasoning behind both. I think, I don't know, my instinct is to brawl after a Shambler comes down. But in that case, the only 2 minions on board may be Mountain Giant Shambler.
Just a deadly shot at that point. Which, in this situation, would largely just be a deadly shot as well. Sometimes. The sometimes is the key part.
Mm-hmm. Another draw off the Acolyte, and still No playable taunt minions. Riverside can coin into the Primordial Drake on the following turn, but just an absolutely slow start for them. This, however, for Santa Cruz is fantastic.
They just got a lot of stuff to do. They're going to force an overdraw here from UC Riverside as well. I'm not really sure what that could be paramount on. I can't really think of any actual paramount cards in UC Riverside's deck, but
Curator.
it's definitely a big hit to the value game, long term.
There's 2 dragons in hand already, so it would have actually only picked up the Direhorn Hatchling.
It's just a 4/6 is what I'm thinking. If they can stabilize the board. Missing that one.
Well, and burning one of the taunt minions when pretty much the rest of their hand is spells and weapons at this point. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, say they draw in the opposite order. Say they burn the sleep with the fishes instead.
I think I'd be okay with that.
But UC Riverside looking to just use these Primordial Drakes to soak up damage and hope in the meantime. But UC Santa Cruz, they're going to take this opportunity to start the push. Blast Crystal Potion, and the pressure's on.
Yep, they've correctly identified this is the moment when we need to start getting aggressive.
Ooh, that's trouble. I don't know, Cora.
I don't know either, Admirable. There's been just about the worst Quest Warrior draw I think I've ever seen.
Well, they're making progress still. Now, UC Santa Cruz, their hand is slowly running out of threats. You know, how much is the damage going to matter? Do they have any way to actually burst? Should it come to that point? They're going to protect. Smart call.
Well, Direhorn Matriarch drawn immediately.
The second time we've seen that.
Never happens to me.
Like back-to-back quest games, too. That's really interesting. I believe that's 3 on the tick counter now.
Was the Drake, the Hatchling, and now the Matriarch.
Yep. Oh my. Another Mountain Giant.
Well, Santa Cruz needs to be very careful not to overextend.
See, and this is the kind of situation I was looking at, is if you fail the brawl on like a Twilight Drake, it doesn't hurt quite as bad as if you fail it on an 8 power plus minion. Like one of those hits really hard, the other one, yeah, it hits kind of hard. The Primordial Drake will contest the Twilight Drake better later on. You know, little things like that.
Good point.
Still some progress made, though. Acolyte Whirlwind is definitely some good here. They could sleep with the fishes if they wanted to.
If they don't want to take the 3 damage, kill the Argus right away.
But also, well, they just pick another
They
card,
draw
draw
another
immediately.
card.
Yeah. Like, is there anything they'd like to draw immediately here? I guess Allie Armorsmith. Are you ready for a 50-50 Kodo?
Always.
I can tell you that UC Santa Cruz really wants to hit the Allie Armorsmith.
Yes, very much so. They could then clear off the Acolyte with the Defender of Argus, develop a Mountain Giant if they want.
Yeah, they might not even clear that. They might just keep dealing damage. If UC Riverside is low enough, it's very difficult for them to even use Sulfuros if they want to.
Good point.
My gosh.
Stampeding Kodo is a good card.
Dealt 7 damage to a minion. This is bad news for UC Riverside. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
It
God.
hurts so much. Kodo, slow down.
You know what? Look at the last game.
This is why you don't speed.
Look at Riverside versus Santa Cruz in the Hunter versus the Warlock. Riverside just dominated that game. Give a little credit to Santa Cruz. They got a They got to have a fortunate game of their
Look,
own.
they haven't done anything wrong as far as I'm concerned. They've just been beating them up.
You know, Kodo's gonna kill the armor smith.
Kodo's gonna Kodo.
Like, at least sometimes. Not if I'm playing it, but
Hey,
wow.
look at that.
Second best outcome for Riverside.
That's why Argus has chosen him as the defender. That brawl, right? That was a reenactment of the great brawl of 1406.
Ah, yes, I do remember the Great Brawl of 1406.
Defender of Argus won.
What a noble champion.
Yeah.
Look at him in all of his glory. He deserves a crown more than Princess Huhuran.
Look at that armor. I mean, how's that guy only got 3 health? That's what I want to know. His armor's so
Didn't
strong.
he used to have 3 attack?
Oh, yeah. Well, let's not talk about those days. Those are dark days.
All right, so UC Santa Cruz just continuing to drop bodies on board. Abyssal Enforcer.
Well, here's the thing. They're starting to, again, the gas is running a little bit low here. Shield block, shield slam is a big turn of events where the damage is concerned. And Stonehill Defender has been, that's been one of the surprisingly high impact cards from the set. Being able to mold what top minion you can get from this to some degree is a very big deal. And another Ally Armorsmith is available for them if they want. When you've seen one Kodo, though, are you afraid of the other?
Terrified, but not terrified enough to pick Ozarok.
Amen
Never
to that.
terrified enough to pick Ozarok.
And Humongous Razor Leaf, I mean, this isn't really a threat to UC Riverside right now. In order for this to be doing anything, it'd have to be silenced. That's not even in UC Santa
I
Cruz's
think it's in the
hand.
deck.
Right
I
now,
mean, maybe they run Spellbreaker.
that's just brawl food right now.
UC Riverside might be able to turn a corner here. UC Santa Cruz doesn't have
And look,
reliable threats now.
UC Santa Cruz is also at 15, so I mean, we're quickly approaching the you're going to have to do something spot of the game for both teams.
I mean, what are Ancient Watchers and Defender of Argus going to do here? Nothing.
They're going to stop UC Riverside from attacking, but that's not really their plan. They attack from a much different angle.
They attack from a hero power. And yeah, it could hit the Watchers. They could soak up 8 damage. That's important.
Eventually, you run out of Ancient Watchers, though.
Then you get 6/6 Infernals with Lord Draxus.
Whoa. Oh.
Sleep with the fishies.
Look at that. We're going to turn some of that health into a resource here, and that actually may be a big game-winning play for them. I mean, there is no damage direct in UC Santa Cruz's hand.
Oh, I
my
forgot about the
gosh.
Black Knight.
I forgot about the Hosen Healer.
Ah, yes, of course, the Hosen Healer.
None shall pass. Black Knight. This is one of the OG legendaries in the game. This card used to be so incredibly powerful because the only thing to do was play big taunts.
The only thing to do was play Ancient War and then play Black Knight. I wanted to craft this guy golden like 2 years ago, and I didn't. And now I'm regretting it again.
I could always just make it now. Just missed out on those 2 years of glorious golden
Black Knight that would have sat in my collection.
Yeah. Which is exactly what mine's doing right now.
Well, break it out. Play some Handlock.
I played a little bit earlier. I had it my Dragon Priest. I lost.
Oh.
But UC Riverside, this game is getting awfully close. They need to fend off this board position. And I believe that they're in a position where they're probably going to have to start taking a risk and get this Sulfuros online. I don't think Armor Up's going to protect them that much longer. A little bit longer, but...
Well, when you play Sulfuros, you sacrifice your Armor Up. It gets replaced by deal 8 damage to a random enemy.
I think they're looking for that final brawl. And here, UC Santa Cruz, I'm going to guess that Siphon Soul is sometimes pointed at that Ally Armorsmith, but they have an Ancient Watcher in play, so that is some Shadow Flame fuel as well. And again, they're getting low. They're at 16 here.
The Tar Lord challenges the board really well for UC Riverside. I expect there to be a second Siphon Soul in Santa Cruz's list.
Well, when you see that one, I think UC Riverside's going to have to play it. They just saw it. stopping the board.
Grom Hellscream as well.
Doesn't contest the board. It's so close, but so far away.
The ever elusive Grom Hellscream Ravaging Ghoul 11 mana combo.
They're going to brawl. Oh my gosh.
Brawl, Sulfuros, Hero Power.
This is huge for UC Riverside. If Ancient Watcher wins this, I think they're in great shape.
Ooh.
The wrong 4/5 won instead.
This 4/5 can attack.
Well, Sulfuros, I think, is going to hit play, and this is a really important moment for UC Riverside. This is it. Down to 4, but Jiraxis is in hand.
That's only 7 going to Riverside's face. Santa Cruz back up to 15.
This is so crazy. They're down to 4 now. Do they have a way to actually win the game from here?
Grom face. Hero Power, hope it hits face. Weapon face. That's 16.
So you hero power first. It's Black Knight. They're down to 4. Okay, so they can taunt up, though, and stay alive.
Mm-hmm. I think they would like to stay alive here.
Yeah. They had a 50-50 to outright win the game. I can't believe that.
Siphon Soul.
That's 1 damage off lethal for UC Santa Cruz.
And it puts them, more importantly, back up to 14. Riverside with a Hero Power and Grom. That's only 12.
Oh my gosh, they don't have the mana to Fiery War Axe. They're going to Siphon, or I'm sorry, they're going to Shambler.
You can Argus along with it.
So they're going to set up their own lethal here. They say, you know what, we don't want to take any weird risks with anything. We're going to set up our taunts. We've seen both brawls. We've seen 2 executes. We've seen a shield slam. But another taunt gets drawn.
Is that enough?
Well, that certainly helps the cause, but... Siphon Soul Shadow Flame will end it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Talk about a close game. Shambler into Tarlord. Shadow Flame.
7/7 into Tarlord. Shadow Flame takes out both.
Hit face, that's 5.
Yep, this way works too. This is also 5 damage. Multiple ways to get there. UC Santa Cruz going to force game number 5. So close and so far away. UC Riverside is going to have to redo their quest if they want to win.
Riverside had a straight-up 50-50 chance to win that game, and they missed. Pivotally, they missed the turn before as well. Did not hit the Black Knight.
Yeah.
That was a close game.
That's a painful one. But you know what? That's the nature of the game. When you pit your wits and will against luck, cards decide the rest. And thankfully for them, they have a second shot at this.
I'm just going to file that one under Nathanisms. When you pit your wits and will against luck, the cards decide. That's a good one.
I'm pretty sure I stole that from a fortune cookie or something.
All right.
I won't tell if you don't.
Deal. Game number 5 is going to be Quest Warrior up against the Rogue that we have not seen yet. I imagine, though, it's probably Quest Rogue. Could be Miracle, however.
I have seen a lot more Miracle builds lately. When I say lately, I mean like in the last 12 hours or so.
Yeah, lately.
Than I did in the first...
Like 30 minutes ago.
First 24 hours or so of Journey to Angoro meta. So I am excited to see what this is. I'm personally hoping it's a Miracle just because I want to see that deck be
Eloise
navigated by
hit
a
rank
team.
1 Legend on Asia Pacific with a Miracle Rogue build.
It's Quest. But this is an interesting matchup. This is probably the most debated matchup I've seen amongst the pro community, where half the people are saying, oh, Quest Rogue dominates. And the other half are going, nope, it's Quest Warrior.
The only way that I've won this matchup with Quest Warrior is pretty much attrition. If you can I mean, usually the rogue, okay, every time the rogue is going to get their quest off. It's just going to happen. You're not going to kill them before they do that. And then at that point, if you can remove all of their minions and run them out of cards, you're going to win the game.
Yeah, the major goal here for the rogue for UC Santa Cruz is to play the same minion 4 times. And play means you have to actually pay the cost for it. Whether that cost is 0, whether that cost is 10, you have to pay the cost for it to count as played. Once they have their quest active, all their stuff becomes 5/5, so they get to charge at face with Stone Tusk Spores for 5. Their Novice Engineers are 5/5s that draw a card, etc. On UC Riverside, they're simply trying to play 7 taunts in a row and then be rewarded with Sulfuros. So their main game plan against UC Santa Cruz is to shut down their ability to play the same minion 4 times in a row. Oftentimes that requires Dirty Rat. Your opponent has bounced one of their key minions back to their hand with the intention to play it later on, and you play Dirty Rat and hope it snags that same minion out of their hand, and then you kill it immediately.
Yeah, very importantly, play and summon are 2 different things. To fulfill the play requirement, you have to pay the mana cost and physically play it from hand on your turn. Summon does not trigger the rogue quest.
That's right. So none of these taunts are really what they're looking for.
I mean, Curator's nice, but do you have the liberty to wait that long? You have another defender coming down next turn. Maybe you pick up a 4-drop from that, roll in Fen Creeper.
You know, curving out, you can't just apply pressure as well. Oh, UC Santa Cruz. So they have Violet Teacher as well. So remember all that stuff I said about the quest? Well, Violet Teacher will then eventually make 5/5s instead of 1/1s, and a second Edwin Van Cleef joins the party as well. So UC Santa Cruz does have a lot of gas here. Curator's like, no, it was me, I promise.
You were supposed to pick me. Another new card, the Cornered Sentry. Dirty Rat has been the 2-mana taunt of choice in these quest builds. And the Giant Mastodon, I suppose. Okay, sure.
You know what? I was just about to mention, maybe you just wanted a big 9/10. Is it 9/10?
6/10.
6/10. Oh, that's way worse.
Yeah, it's not great. But it has taunt. You know, 2 of Santa Cruz's minions have to go into your 9-drop.
I just want to point out that 6 Novice Engineers hit just as hard as that Mastodon does.
But they don't have taunt. This hand is not cut and dry for Santa Cruz.
That's cut and dry, though. Playing Edwin. And honestly, Edwin could be the minion they end up playing 4 times in this game. They have a second copy. They have a Ferryman in their hand.
That's a good point. A lot of times, if you don't outright get, you know, Novice Engineer, Ferryman, Youthful Brewmaster, Shadow Step in your opener, Mimic Pod will dictate what that card that you summon 4 copies of will be.
Right, because you have an expendable version and then the one that you want to protect. So Mimic Pod, certainly a welcome addition to the deck. And I got no problems with that minion being Edwin.
Yeah, but you're not UC Riverside.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too, here is UC Riverside, if they paid attention to where that card came from in hand, they know that there's a second Edwin on UC Santa Cruz's side. Rely on the old Fen Creeper, Curator, Giant Mastodon.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually step its way
that
up.
ragtag trio.
Ooh, Sap teched in. I have seen, this is the first quest version I think I've seen with Sap in it.
Agreed.
A lot of
this matchup, it might be quite strong.
Right, because at any time that UC Riverside says, wow, this will protect me, maybe not.
And you know what? Looking at the clock, I think that's about right. Taunt Warrior's been good for just long enough that maybe Rogue is sick of seeing it. Now they're teching in Saps. Took about a day.
That's the metagame. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Doop.
This looks like a weird arena game.
Yeah, my arena decks never look quite that good.
Mine don't ever look quite this bad either. I mean,
Oh, that's unfortunate for Santa Cruz.
so gear shift now for UC Santa Cruz. They're back on Novice Engineer. They're going to start getting aggressive. Novice Engineer in the slower matchups, I think, tends to be one of the better bounce targets, just simply because it fuels finding more of them. You're not really expending that card if you're simply replacing it. It's now 4 taunts, I believe, for UC Riverside.
Novice Engineer and Swashbuckler are usually the bounce of choice minions because of the battle cries. They actually achieve something by playing them 4 times. Stolen Goods,
That's bad.
it's not much.
Can you play that without a taunt in your hand?
I think you can.
I've never actually tried that.
It's green, so I'm assuming you can.
Ah, that's a good point. That means another Edwin for them. Not only that, but they're going to get through the Fen Creeper here by mitigating their board. So that leaves them so much less vulnerable to Brawl here. That's a smart play.
Wow, Dirty Rat's got something to say about that.
But UC Riverside, if they believe that UC Santa Cruz has patches in the deck, which I have yet to see a quest row without patches, they know that's a 50-50 for the Dirty Rat to pull either Novice Engineer or patches. They say it's not getting any better than that. Snag the wrong one.
Santa Cruz is living off the top of their deck. I think I'm okay with this if I'm Riverside.
Also, if I'm Riverside here, I think Brawl is off the menu. You have a 2/6 taunt in play. You know that your opponent has a Novice Engineer. The only way they can test it is by attacking Edwin in. That Dirty Rat is your execute activator right now. Whoa. That is bold.
Riverside, with this attack, is saying that they feel secure at 13 life. And with only 2 minions on Santa Cruz's board and what they know is a Novice Engineer in hand, I don't blame them.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you know what? How about a 6/6 Novice Engineer?
That's a lot of stats. And they just took 8 so they could Brawl. But the Primordial Drake is drawn. That quest is awfully darn near complete.
UC Santa Cruz's is very far away.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
2 out of 4, but it's on Edwin Van Cleef.
Yeah, it's about to be on Novice Engineer. 6 out of 7 for UC Riverside. Can they risk the Novice Engineer? I guess that's another question. I think they have to.
You have to Novice and hope that you draw
Shadow Step.
Shadow Step, but then you lose the 5/5 buff.
It's true, but the quest will give you a much bigger 5/5 buff.
Okay. Now they need to do it again.
I think they do. I mean, look at the way the board's going right now. If they wait, they're not going to win. I mean, Violet Teacher may hit the board here instead just to try to get stuff on board. I think they need the quest, personally. So now they are reliant on either drawing Shadow Step off this Fan of Knives or drawing their second Novice Engineer. That's neither of those.
2 saps.
And UC Riverside is going to quickly kill this Novice Engineer, I believe. And they've seen 1 copy of SAP. That's another question, too. Do they think that maybe there's 2 copies of SAP? Or 1? Either way, I think they're just in great shape right now.
Yeah, I would not put second sap on their radar. Mastodon is seeing play, and that's the end of the quest. Reward time.
Well, that's about to be the end of Santa Cruz's cards as well. UC Riverside held on to the Ravaging Ghoul in this spot, so if Moros hits the board prior to the quest being complete, that'll be wiped up. Their deck is so much more based on getting the quest done and then just having a lot of gas to go through the rest of the game.
Well, to be fair, that's what pretty much every quest rogue is.
Can they even afford to sap here? Are they trying to get the Ravaging Ghoul out first? I mean, they just don't have any cards. How do they win?
Pay attention, class.
That's how. And that means Ravaging Ghoul.
And Sulfuros. And likely a victory for UC Riverside.
It might just mean the giant mastodon again. I mean, this is only 6 damage on board. And it's both saps gone. I think UC Riverside's got it on checkmate right now. How do they lose?
I mean, you can Ghoul, Sulfuros, Rat, and Hero Power this turn. Unless Santa Cruz picks up Novice Engineer off the top.
I'm doing that. That sounds good.
Oh, man. It has to be like Engineer off the top, but then you have to spend 5 mana to play Crystal Core. And what can you... Oh, my goodness.
That's game. UC Riverside is going to take it 3-2. Another nail-biter down to the final one. But when all the cards started to get dealt in game number 5, it fell apart for... well, for not UC Riverside, that's for sure. I was about to say it fell apart for UC Riverside. I was like, that is not correct. Do not say that.
As we're looking at them, trying to keep it together on the screen. Clearly, emotions running very high for UC Riverside. Very, very excited and very happy that they were able to pull this game together and win this series 3-2.
On the back of Fen Creeper and Giant Mastodon.
I mean, why not?
Most fantastic arena deck of all time. I can't wait to do an arena and get the Warrior Quest first, because I always pick Warrior when I have an opportunity. But the story here, 8th team making it now. All season long, they fought to get to this point, and now finally their shot at a title is real. Hundreds of teams competing in the Hearthstone Collegiate National Championships. They're one of the 8 best.
Absolutely. What a feat for this team. Absolutely cannot wait to see what they have to bring to the table at the live finals. I doubt it'll be more Fen Creepers and Giant Mastodons. Certainly a lot can change in just 24 hours in the Journey to Ungoro meta. Who can tell what decks will look like in just a couple of weeks?
Stonehill Defender certainly helped shape them.
That's a great card.
It
really is.
Beautiful.
So unexpected.
I don't know. Unexpected. I thought it was good. But
did you see all of the Warrior decks playing it?
It's pretty great, is what it boils down to.
It's a pretty good card. Let's take a look at what we saw today. Going all the way back through. First match of the day, Rutgers 3-1 over Vassar. Then we had EPM 3-2 over Tufts. Our first 3-0 of the day came from Colorado State over Illinois. That was a quick match indeed. Then we went to the North and South regions. Queens U dropped 1-3. Shawnee took that one. Then we had UT San Antonio 3-2 over UH Victoria. Chapel Hill 3-2 over Florida. Lots of close matches today. And of course, Cal over Central Washington and UC Riverside 3-2 over UC Santa Cruz.
That means we have our 8 final teams going to that championship.
Looks
so
like
beautiful.
A fantastic group of 8 teams. Over 800 teams initially in this tournament in the Swiss phase. They had to go through 7 weeks of Swiss, a regional playoff, finally in the top 64 for this championship bracket that we saw over the last 2 days to finally make it to the top 8 to get to the live finals. And here you can see our championship bracket, our top 8 teams. It is going to be Colorado State versus Shawnee, UT San Antonio up against Chapel Hill, EPM taking on Rutgers, and UC Riverside taking on Cal.
2 weeks away at the live final in Santa Ana at Esports Arena. And it's just a fantastic location that I have loved going to all the times I've been. I played a couple of Hearthstone preliminaries there in 2016, met a lot of great players. So many professionals in that area that happened to go to Esports Arena, and it's just going to be such a fantastic event. I cannot wait for this.
Absolutely. It is going to be such a great time. Certainly not just for us. It is open to the public as well. You can buy your tickets online, compete.tespa.org/Hearthstone. $12 for 1 day, $20 for 2 days. You get the Dollar on Flame card back if you are in attendance at the event. There will be Duel Developer Station, so members of the Team 5 development team will be at the location. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be friendly. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to see who is going to take this tournament and to see some of you there. Of course, if you have any questions you want to ask us, tweet at Team Tespa. Go on Facebook/Team Tespa. We've loved giving away Dollar on Flame card backs throughout the entirety of this tournament, and we would love to give away some more. And let us know who you're rooting for. We have our final 8. Now, this is really when you can pledge your allegiance to one of these teams and let us know who it is. we have to give credit where credit is due. We are powered by Twitch here at the ESL Studios in Burbank. And of course, special thanks, as always, to Gunner and Steel Series for making this tournament possible. It has all come together, and it has all now come down to this. We are at the end of our productions in the studio, and there is just one live finals left, Admirable.
That's right. We've seen crazy cards. We've seen crazy decks. We've seen crazy outcomes. And now we're seeing a crazy meta. Everything's changed. And it all culminates to the top 1% of teams making it to this live final. And we also had some extra casters here today. I wanted to give a shout out to the boys who have helped us out all day long. It's been a long one here, and I think they did a fantastic job.
Yes, special thanks to that 2 teams of casters for joining us on our championship week and doing a fantastic job. That's going to do it for us here at the ESL Studios in Burbank. After 7 weeks of Swiss and the top 64 bracket yesterday and today, we have our final 8 teams going to the live finals in Santa Ana, California at the Esports Arena, the 22nd and 23rd of this month. We will see you then.